In this video, I'm going to talk about how to do a headstand. So headstand is one of the most popular inversions, and it's a lot of fun once you can get up into a headstand. And big thing here with the headstand is just understand that it's a journey, right? It's a journey. So it takes time to get all the way up into the headstand. So making sure you're doing it safe is going to be the most important thing. So if you're just starting out practicing headstands, feel free to use a wall or place a blanket or some pillows down around you just in case you fall over. I've seen students practice headstands at the beginning of their journey, their headstand journey, and they would fall and you can hurt yourself. You know, you can bruise your tailbone, you can hurt your back, and you don't want to do that because that's going to injure you and it's going to put you out for a little while and it won't feel good. So main thing here is just to be safe and understand your limits and your boundaries when you're practicing your headstand, and just go slow with it and be patient. But we'll talk about how to do a headstand here. Now, there's lots of different ways to get into a headstand, and I'm going to start off in a headstand. For the first way I'll show is what I'm going to do here is interlace my fingers just like this. And then I'm going to wrap my hands around my head to cup my head. And then I'm going to use my forearms here as a base. So essentially, I am on my forearms and then my hands are wrapping around the head. And this is going to be the base for my headstand here. So hands are down on the mat, interlacing my fingers, and then move my mic here, and then bring my head down to the mat. Now from here, I'm going to curl my toes and lift my hips up. Now my hands are like sort of under my head here. So they're not back here, they're sort of at the top, kind of at the top of my head. You might have to play around with it a little bit just to see what feels the best for you. And it's a little bit different for everybody. So just find out what's most comfortable and what feels the best for you, and what grip feels the best and supported for you. So I'm going to interlace my fingers, curl the toes, send the hips up. Now from here, I'm going to bend one knee and just bring it in and start to shift my way up, and hips going over, my knees are going over my hips, and I'm just going to lift here. Now, it's okay to start off with your knees in, just like this, if you're just getting started. So this is a great place to start. And then eventually you can start to extend the leg up. And then maybe the other leg. And then whenever you're ready, you can start to extend both legs up. And you're squeezing my legs, everything is engaged, and I'm just breathing slowly. And then we can come down nice and slow. Just like that. Make sure I have my mic here so you can hear me. So that's one way to get into your headstand. So nice and slow, and once I was upside down, I was could feel my weight a little bit shifting back and forth, so it'll be a little bit of sensing where your weight is going and then adjusting on your forearms. And so just being really slow, being really careful with that. And the next way to do a headstand, and another thing to note here is before you do this, make sure you do some neck stretches. So you want to stretch out your neck, maybe do some neck rolls, or even go down on the mat, put your head down, and just, roll around a little bit on your head. Because you are going to have some weight on your head and on your hands. And so this could be a lot of pressure on your neck. If you aren't warmed up the neck, it could cause some problems. So make sure your neck is nice and warm here. Just a little disclaimer there. Now the second way, and this comes into play especially in this second one I'm about to show you, because for this one, I'm going to have my hands on the ground just like this. So my hands won't be interlaced behind my head, they'll be on the ground like this. So this one it's a little bit more challenging for some people. For some people, it's a little bit easier. So again, it just depends on you and your style. So there's no really one size fits all in a headstand, what's easier and what's not. It's all about trying whatever works for you. So again, main thing is to go slow, be safe, and be careful. So for this one, I'm gonna bring my hands down to the mat, and my head is gonna be down in between my hands here. So my hands aren't interlaced. My hands are down here by the sides. I'm gonna get into it the same way. I actually think this one's a little bit easier. I think this one's a little bit easier because I have a little bit more surface area with my hands to use. So I think this one actually for me feels a little bit easier. So my hands are down, curl the toes, send the hips up. Now from here, I can bring one knee in, start to shift up onto my toes, and then the other one comes in. So I'm gonna stay in a nice tight little ball here, first thing. Now once you're comfortable, you can start to maybe extend a leg, extend both legs, find your balance. I started to go over just a little bit, I could sense that. So anytime you start to sense that, feel free to come right down. You know, you don't want to go too far. Oh, sorry. I want to make sure you can hear me. You don't want to go too far over to where you fall here. So I was starting to go forward a little bit, so I just came right back down. So that's totally normal. We'll do it one more time, nice and slow. So hands are down, curl the toes, hips go up. One knee comes in, other knee comes in, and then I can extend. Now once you're up, there's lots of different variations with the legs. You can separate the legs. So that is your headstand variation. And you can also get into it from a wide-legged forward fold. So the last way that I'll show that you can get into your headstand is from a wide-legged forward fold. So we've all been in a wide-legged forward fold. So we're in a wide-legged fold, we're coming down here. And if you want to get into a headstand here, you're just going to plant the hands down on the mat. And that's the headstand from your wide-legged forward fold. So a few different variations of how to get into the headstand safely. So again, main thing, make sure you're safe and you've warmed up your neck and you've got some padding, some pillows, some blankets around you if you're just starting out. And you can use the wall behind you to go up just in case you start to fall that way for some support. So be safe with it, have fun, and if you have any questions, just let me know. But there is your headstand.